Thank you for tuning in. I hope everyone is safe and well. Today we're going to be looking at the Nike SB Dunk High Mets, part of the bubblegum pack, and yeah, let's get into it. So, managed to hit with Focus, so Focus Skate Shop in Scotland, so thank you very much for that. Really quick service. I purchased these yesterday and they came today. They did something they seem to do every now and then where they lock their site, they give you a password to get into the site, a password to purchase the shoe, and then you have to be really quick. I was extremely slow. I really struggled with it. I'm an older gent. Technology and stuff like that I'm not fast with, but luckily these don't seem to be very popular at all. They seem to even not have sold out of all sizes on sneakers. Obviously it's dependent on your size whether you're going to be able to grab these, but I don't think a lot of people are going for the highs especially. I think people will more go for the lows, but yeah, again, thank you very much Focus. Come with the receipt, like the invoice and a cheeky sticker, so cannot grumble at that. To the box, it is a purple Nike SB box and it states Nike SB Dunk High Premium Cloud Grey Rush Blue. So this is a UK 9, which is US 10, so that is my size I go for when it comes to the highs. Looking over it, as soon as I opened these out of the box, I was like, these are really nice. I've really started to like the highs. And this is a very clean, simple pair. The main reason I really wanted to get these, which is a ridiculous reason when you think about it, was the fact that these came with orange laces. And when you put the orange laces in these, it looks absolutely beautiful. I didn't actually realise they come with the blue laces. I suppose they would be Rush Blue if you're going by the tag. I didn't know it came with 2 additional laces, so that's a nice thing to find out. Yeah, let's look into the details. So starting off, you've got that really nice gum bottom, and then you've got the contrasting blue Nike SB Shield, white midsole with white stitching, and then all of the upper is majority grey. So you've got grey suede around the mudguard, eyelets, on that wing that follows round to the heel, and it's a pretty standard sort of quality that you've been getting on this kind of suede with majority of the SB releases recently. It's not too bad and it's not too great at the same time. It's pretty standard and I wouldn't grumble at the quality. Then on the other panels you've got this sort of like mesh sort of material, which is almost like the tongue, but the actual hole, the vent holes are actually like a tighter sort of formation, so it feels like it will be nice and durable. So you've got that on the toe box, behind the swooshes and around the top of the cuff. Going back onto that tongue, that is also grey, mesh like tongue, like pretty standard. Grey piping, and then you've got this blue tag with the contrasting orange stitching. And then going onto the back of the tongue, it seems to be a common occurrence with SBs at the moment where they're doing these sort of like little designs at the back of the tongue. So you've got this design at the back of the tongue and you don't have that little flap that you have as well, or normally. On the left one, you've got a 7. When I looked at that immediately, I thought of like playing pool, like a pool ball, but it's actually, I think, if I remembered rightly, that this is to do with this sort of like metro train that takes fans to the stadium, which again is a really cool touch. And then on the right side, it is a apple with home run, and again, if I've remembered this correctly, it's to do with like this big apple at the stadium that lifts up when a home run happens. So if I'm wrong, please comment below, but I'm pretty sure that's right. The back of the tongue is your nice sort of soft backing of what most SB tongues are. Inside you've got your nylon sock liner with that Rush Blue, and also that blue is on the insoles. Insoles, again, like quite a lot of these releases recently, very plain, but then you just have the Nike SB and the Zoom in a contrasting orange text. Blue on that little pull tab, and then this is one of the main features that I liked, apart from obviously the orange laces, was the swooshes on these. So they've got really nice stitching on them to obviously go with the baseball stitching of the baseball. it's almost like double layered, so you've got this orange backing and then it's like a canvassy, puffy sort of feeling swoosh that's in blue on the top, and it's quite wide, so it goes quite it's quite wide on that sort of panel, and I just really like the look of it. I think it's makes a very simple shoe look a lot more powerful. And then yeah, you have two spare laces, so I didn't realize it comes with the dark blue laces as well, spare, but you do get these orange laces, which I think are going to look the best in these. Obviously you can play it low key and have the grey laces that come stock. What I will also say is you have the little blue tip touches, and does that, yeah, and you've got the little blue touches on the end of the tips on both the spare laces. Now obviously I cannot miss out the reason why these are called the bubblegum pack on all of the shoes. So there's 4 pairs, you've got 2 lows, 2 highs in this pack, and on each right shoe you have that bubblegum hit on that gum sole, and I think that absolutely looks fantastic. There's been a few pairs with sort of similar things, but obviously what's straight away comes to mind for me is the dog walkers, where you had the dog's mess on the bottom, and I thought that looked great then. It was a really cool touch. And out of the pack, obviously the lows are going to be more sought after, so you've got the Phillies, which have already dropped in a few places, the Dodgers, which I think is probably the nicest out of the pack, you've got the Giants, which I think is a really nice sort of like cream colour. I would definitely be going for them as well, and then obviously the Mets. So out of the pack, I think these are probably going to be the least desirable, but I really like them, and I don't know whether I'm going to try and go for the whole, well, I will try and go for the whole pack, but if I don't get them, I'm not going to go down the resale route to try and acquire all of them. But yeah, I'm very happy to get this pair. Really nice. Personally, I think these are a fantastic little pickup. But yeah, tell me what you think. Are you going to go for these, or are you just going to steer clear of the highs on this release, or are you going to go for the whole pack? But yeah, let's go with the on feet with the lace swaps. I might do a few cheeky fits with it. But yeah, thank you for watching. It's Woodsy out.